One would like to point out, if one may, that this is not an entertainment. Most people are used to be entertained, sustained by somebody else's words, actions, and so on. This is not a lecture, as is commonly understood. Nor are we trying to direct or tell you what to do. This is not a propaganda. But we are thinking together, which is a rather difficult problem, because each one wants to think in his own particular way, in his own point of view, and so on. But here, during these last 4 talks, we were saying how important it is that we should think together. The capacity to think not about something, but that comes a little later, but to think, which is to observe what is actually going on outside in the world, and also to be aware of all the difficulties, psychological travail that one has, and to discover for oneself the relationship between the so-called individual and his activity psychologically and the world. We were saying also, this outward society which has become so dangerous, so insecure, is the result of our own daily activities. Perhaps the past generations have added to it, but we are responsible actually for all that is taking place in the world. And also we pointed out that our consciousness, that is, the consciousness of each so-called individual, what he thinks, what he believes, his feelings, his despairs, his loneliness, his fears, his pleasures, his enjoyments, his peculiar form of worship, and so on. Those are the content of our consciousness. And that this consciousness is common, if one may use that word common, to all mankind. Wherever you go, in this marvelous earth which we are slowly destroying, wherever one goes, even if you go as a tourist, there is this problem for all human beings. They suffer, they go through great agonies. The fear of loneliness, not being able to stand alone, their form of worship, their beliefs, their gods, and so on, just like in the West. So, as we pointed out, when you go into this question very deeply, this consciousness, which each one of us thinks that it is ours, our special property, is the common property of mankind. So, consciously, deeply, we are not individuals. Though all religions, all society, all families and so on have maintained that we are separate individuals with our own peculiar tendencies, capacities, outward forms, name and so on. We are the rest of mankind. Therefore we are mankind. We are the world and the world is us. This is not a peculiar exotic theory, something as an ideal, but an actual psychological fact. Whether you like it or not, this is a fact. Because you suffer, and the Asiatics also suffer. You have your many problems, and so have they. You are a nationalist, and so are they. You want security, permanency, endurance, continuity, so do they. So the illusion that we are, in our consciousness, separate individuals, is not a fact. And when one realizes that, not as an idea, not an idealistic concept, something that we have to strive after, but rather that this is the ground on which all human beings throughout the world stand. And also we were pointing out that in our relationship with each other, intimate or otherwise, man and woman, there is a great deal of strife, great deal of misunderstanding, contradiction, each one psychologically going his own way, pursuing his own ambition or her fulfillment and so on, like two parallel lines never meeting, perhaps sexually. And also we are pointing out the nature of fear, the various forms of fear, and whether human beings who have carried this terrible burden of fear for millennia upon millennia can ever be free of it completely. We went into it very deeply, step by step, and it is possible, not a theory, not a goal, but it is possible actually to be totally, completely free of psychological fears. And also we talked about the pursuit of pleasure. More and more in this world, outwardly, various forms of entertainment, both religious as well as the various facts of entertainment, football, and so on. And we're also pointing out how mechanical we are becoming, repeating the same thing over and over and over again, which is what the computer is doing. May do it more rapidly, more efficiently, more widely. But our own minds, our own feelings are repetitive. So, we're going to talk about this morning, if you will permit it, why is it that we human beings who have lived on this earth for over 1 million years or more, why we have become what we are? Brutal, violent, contradictory, killing each other in the name of God, in the name of country. In the name of peace. There used to be a slogan after the First World War which said, "This war, like the next war, is to end all wars." And this repetitive process of killing each other has been going on. Though we are highly educated, technologically we're extraordinarily efficient, but psychologically we are very, very primitive. And we were saying, why is it that we do not change? Why is it that there is no end to all this terrible, individualistic, competitive drive which is destroying the world?